There are not many things in life that give me pleasure or joy. I'm a difficult person to please. I'm quite picky, not like our friend Ken, who found his ikigai so early in life. I'm still searching, and who knows, I'll never find it. But at least I know. What is important is whether it makes you happy or not. But the problem is, I'm not so easily satisfied. I worked my whole life, taking care of my family. But what do I get? Just work, stress, pressure. I didn't enjoy that. I moved from job to job because I never found real job satisfaction. In the end, I thought, okay, let's go for a stress-free environment, become an academic. So I became an academic. Taught at a lot of places, Sunway, Monash, Open University, and so forth. But after a while, it became a real pain because these people that run universities are all looking for money, for profits. So in the end, I end up doing more paperwork than I end up teaching, which is not a fair deal because I would rather stand in front of my class and teach rather than spend time behind a desk doing paperwork that is endless. Every semester is the repeat of doing the curriculum, the slides, the teaching methodology, and so forth. In the end, I decided to quit. And retire also, just like him. And end up in training. But unlike him, I do not have any specific skills. Okay, I have. I'm more into strategic marketing, which doesn't have much demand in Malaysia because Malaysians are pretty ignorant. They always equate marketing with sales. I'm more into the strategic marketing side, where I look at the big picture of how businesses can grow and expand. But there's not much demand because Malaysian businesses always think they know best. It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, that's my forte. So I moved into training, obviously things like negotiation skills, public speaking, communication, and so forth. Doesn't pay as well as doing training like he does, but I'm still surviving. That's important, and I still enjoy it because it gives me the freedom of time, space, and effort. And then, like him, I also discovered Toastmasters. Looking back, it has given me a lot. In my previous life as a Toastmaster, it was 11 years, 4 months, and 4 days. And I've done quite well myself because I've done lots and lots of speeches because I enjoyed speaking as well. The fact that when you speak, you give your soul, your heart, your emotions to the audience. That is engagement of the highest order. The verbal release, the eloquent euphoria, the articulate rapture, when you put it all together, it's the dance of the intellect and the soul. Because when the words flow, that's where you find you are founded. And I think there is no greater joy than speaking. But it's not something that is fancy. I'm not one of those flamboyant speakers like many Toastmasters are. I'm using the power of words, the magic of the language, to be able to convey my thoughts and my ideas. Because at the end of the day, if the audience can understand, can appreciate, and can take away something from my speech, it gives me a simple joy. What more can I ask? If I can infect every one of you with this joy of public speaking. And that's why we are all here, because to some degree we all enjoy public speaking. And why should we shy away from it? Because we all have our stories to tell, our ideas to share, our thoughts to share. And if you can do that with sincerity, with genuineness, and with authenticity, that is the joy I think you will discover for yourself. To me, I'm happy to be a speaker. I'm happy to be able to share what I can share. And I'm always ready to challenge myself. Unlike others where they sometimes repeat their speeches or talk about the usual stuff, I always try to challenge myself. I've won contests where I talk about a cockroach. I use the metaphor of a cockroach. I've used the metaphor of a frog. I've talked about the Shrek, Incredible Hulk, and use all the stories to weave a tale where there is a takeaway message that truly engages, that truly teaches, that truly illuminates. Because at the end of the day, your job as a speaker is to make your speech interesting, illuminating, and if possible, inspiring. I hope you can take me as an example and find that passion in speaking. I know I'm not speaking to Ken because he's already got his passion. But for the rest of us, I'm sure we are all passionate about public speaking. That's why we are here today. And so I urge you, speak not because you have to, speak not because you must, but speak because it gives us the simple joy of life. Thank you.